Om Shanti. In the Murli today, Baba mentions that when you forget your body, then you forget everything that's down here. And you become alone. And in that stage, all you have is Baba. All you know is Baba. And Baba is enough. There is nothing more to have. There is nothing more to know. And Baba always says that two things we must remember. First, Baba is my sansar. Baba is my world. And Baba is in my sanskar. That is, since Baba is my parent, my sanskars are just like my parents' sanskars. So these are the two things we always have to remember, that Baba is my world and my sanskars are like that of Baba's. Now when we say Baba is my world, there are two things that you need in the world: relationships and attainments. Everybody needs two things: relationships and attainments. And Baba says, I am your world, which means whichever relationship you want to experience with me, I am there giving you the fruit of that relationship, giving you the whatever you want from that relationship, I am going to give you. And Baba says, when you know you are a soul, so first thing we have to remember is, when you listen to the Murli or you're sitting in the Manthan class, you have to know that you, the soul, are listening to the class. And Baba is talking to the soul. So when Baba says, I am your world, he is not referring to you with the body, he is referring to you, the soul. And Baba says, I am the saccharine of all relationships. So whatever the soul needs from a parent, teacher, Satguru, mother, doctor, I fulfill all relationships for the soul. And when you're body conscious, you're not aware of your true needs, because you're caught up in the need of the body, which is temporary. And you lose sight of the need of the soul. So the soul, I, the soul, need relationships. And Baba is the saccharine of all those relationships. And Baba is the giver of all attainments. So whatever attainments the soul needs, whether it's knowledge, purity, love, peace, happiness, bliss, power, everything Baba is going to give. So Baba says, when you have me, you don't need anything else. And the body and your context in this world is a reflection of you. So when you are with Baba, You are full of the happiness that you take from all relationships with Baba. And you are full of the attainments that Baba is giving you. Then your body and everything around you in this world is going to be fine. Do you understand that? That it's all inside out. If you keep running after physical health here or good relationships or wealth here, it's not going to work. But if you just detached and understood that you are a single soul, a point of light, that's it. This body and everything here belongs to this world. It's not you or yours. And when you become alone and sit with Baba in the awareness that Baba is your world, then you become full. And when you become full, everything around you starts to shift. Yes, that's how it works. And when you're body conscious, you don't understand you are a soul. And you keep making physical effort and not spiritual effort. And when there is no spiritual effort, the soul remains weak. And a weak soul, however good good physical effort you make, it's not going to yield to anything. So that's how it's all working. And Baba says, in the Murli today, Baba very beautifully says this. Baba says, when you souls renounce your bodies, you renounce the whole world, and each soul becomes alone. The Father says, become soul conscious, and you won't remember your friends and relatives. Because in the soul conscious stage, you do not belong to this world, and all your friends, relatives, your memories, everything belong to this world. I am a soul, and I will return home with the Father. So right now, the only one I have to be interested in is the Father. The Father advises you how you can go to Him. So Baba says, this is how Baba is teaching us how to become eligible to go with Him. Now, one thing we need to understand here is, sometimes when we come to Gyan, although every day in the class it is being told that you are a soul and it is spiritual effort that you have to make to consider yourself to be a soul and remember Baba and experience the love of all relationships from Baba and experience the fullness of having all attainments in that relationship with Baba. You know, always this is the message that's being given. But still, we don't do any of this. We keep thinking that now that we are listening to the Murli, now that we are doing Amrit Vela, then probably my health will become better, or my relationships will become better, or wealth will start flowing to me. And our entire attention is on those external things. But Baba says, if you still are interested in those external things, then you are not detaching. And Baba is teaching us spiritual knowledge, which begins with soul consciousness. So until and unless you recognize that you are a soul, And everything around you is a reflection of who you are. You don't start making effort to enhance your spiritual stage. And Baba says that is most important. So you have to unplug, you have to detach from everything around you and just know you are a soul and you belong to Baba. And Baba is giving you the attainments that you need, and Baba is giving you all the love that you need. And instead of seeking all that outside, just sit and soak that in and become an embodiment of the love that Baba is giving you and become full of all the attainments that Baba is giving you. And the soul doesn't need physical love, the soul doesn't need physical attainments. What you need is spiritual love and spiritual attainments, which are the attainments of knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss, and power. And once you become full in that, then everything around you changes into heaven. Baba says, I'm not even saying that it'll get better, it will become the best. But this is what you need to do. And this is what we are not doing when we are body conscious and we are always thinking about physical attainments and physical relationships. So stop thinking about that. And sometimes when people come to Gyan, they will ask us, this relationship is not going okay, this job is not going okay, not enough money. And then you ask them to consider themselves to be a soul and remember Baba, and they say this is not the solution of our problem. But the thing is, this is the only solution to your problem. And when you fail to understand that, then sometimes to just placate your heart, pacify your heart, we will give you some temporary solution like be sweet in relationships, or be hardworking, be disciplined. But you can't do all of that if you're soul conscious, if you're body conscious, because as soon as you start doing that, your ego creeps in. Yes, and then all your vices start working, and then you're not able to be continuously sweet, even if you want to. Something hurts your ego and you start getting bitter. Laziness attacks you, or self-doubt attacks you, and you're not able to give in your 100% in your job. You cannot be disciplined because that's the sanskar you identify with. So Baba says there is only one solution. Stop identifying with your old sanskars. So you have sung this song for so long that I am lazy, I am indisciplined, I am... Yes, you sing this song all day. I am, and after that you place all the memory of your old sanskars that you have. And Baba says, until and unless you stop identifying with the old world, you cannot stop identifying with your old sanskars. So just sit in this awareness that I am just a soul and this whole old world is here, the body and everything else. And I belong to the soul world. In the soul world, all my original sanskars are in place. I'm pure, I'm peaceful, I'm accurate. So Baba says, just start seeing yourself as a soul and as a soul full of virtues and powers. And when you start doing that, start seeing yourself as the one with Baba, as the one who is virtuous, as the one who is powerful, then your actions here start to change. Now there's another thing, sometimes you go you practice all of this in meditation. Yes, sometimes you sit and you just, these days you use a very loose word, which is affirmation. Yes, so I don't like that word very much, because that's not, that's not something you are affirming. It's something that's true. So instead of going into, practicing affirmation, you just know that you are a soul and you are peaceful and loveful and happy. And sometimes you sit and you sing this song, I'm peaceful, I'm pure, I'm happy, I'm loveful. And then when you come into action, the quality of your life is not very different. Yes, because what you do is you practice that you are a soul who has the power of tolerance and the power to face. But when it comes to tolerating and facing, you're not facing or tolerating. So you're practicing that you're virtuous, you're practicing you're powerful. But when you're coming into action, you're not using it, applying it. Yes? And why are you not applying it? Because you need the power to decide. The power to decide. And the power to decide operates when you're soul conscious. So you make bad decisions about what action you need to do, or what words you need to speak in a situation, because the power to decide is not working well. And why is the decision not going well? Because once you sit in meditation, you practice being soul conscious, but then when you're coming into action, you're not taking care to be soul conscious. And then you become caught up in ego. Because when you are not nirakari, you can't be nirvikari and nirhankari. So when you're not soul conscious, then you cannot be viceless and egoless. And this is the whole game. So you have to be in soul consciousness 24/7. And when you are in soul consciousness, your discernment and decision making is very different from how you discern and decide in a body conscious stage. So you need to ask yourself very deeply whether you really believe you are a soul, and whether spiritual attainments matter to you more than physical attainments. Whether relationship with Baba matters to you more than physical relationships. Is it so? How many of you say that when you lose a physical relationship, you can say, never mind, I have Baba with me. And that's all that matters. How many of you can say that? Yes, can you? So, if you can't, then you're not soul conscious. If you can't, you're not soul conscious, because when you're soul conscious, the only relationship that matters is your relationship with Baba. And the only attainment that matters is your spiritual attainment, which is the attainment of love, peace, happiness, bliss, purity. So even if everything is lost, you don't care until and unless your purity is intact, your peace is intact, your happiness is intact, and you are knowledgeful. You don't care about physical attainments. They come and go, and you do not depend on them for your self-respect. So that is the soul conscious stage. And when you are this soul conscious, then you will be able to make decisions which are not based on insecurity and fear and attachment and desire. And you will be able to make good decisions which uplift your spiritual stage. Because we are always under the sway of desire and fear when we are making decisions. We are under the sway of attachment. And those decisions are not serving us well. They are leading to bad karma. So all this practice is about creating this stage where you know that everything belongs here and I'm just a soul. I'm alone and the only one that matters to me is Baba. And the more and more you practice this, flying away to the soul world and sitting before Baba and knowing that I am a soul, this is my home, and Baba is my whole world. Baba is in all relationships with me, and Baba is giving me all attainments. And when you sit in that stage and become an embodiment of the love that you receive from all relationships with Baba, and the fullness that you feel when you have all attainments from Baba, that is what makes you, reach your highest stage or your complete stage. So this is what Baba is talking about today. And then Baba is telling you that we have to perform the drill. When Baba says you perform the drill, he means the soul, not the body. So you, the soul, sometimes do a drill with your body. It's a physical drill. Yes, all of you have done a drill in school. Yes. And somebody has to shout Savdhan, Vishram, or attention please, or they count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you start positioning your body in different positions. And it's supposed to give you good health. Now Baba says here nobody needs to count for you, or nobody needs to, shout 1, 2, 3, 4. You just have to sit and do this spiritual drill of Man Mana Bhav, which is connecting your mind to the mind of Baba. What is Man Mana Bhav? Man Mana Bhav is connecting your mind to the mind of Baba. And what is the mind of Baba? The mind of Baba is full of purity, peace, knowledge, love, bliss, power. And when you just position yourself with your intellect in front of Baba and you connect your mind with his mind, then your mind becomes full of what he has in his mind. And Baba says, then you get health. Because every doctor today knows that there is something called psychosomatic, which is the mind affecting the body. So Baba says, when your mind is like my mind, then your body will always be healthy. And this is why in the golden age, you never have any disease. Because in this confluence age, you're making an effort to connect your mind with Baba's mind and make your mind an embodiment of peace, love, purity, bliss, knowledge, power, everything. And then with this kind of sanskars, when you go to the golden age, there is no disease in the body. So Baba says, just like that physical drill is supposed to give you physical health, which it doesn't ensure, because I've seen the healthiest of people, physically, apparently very healthy, getting cancer or getting some other disease and then suffering a lot. So Baba says that physical drill supposedly is going to give you physical health, which it does not always ensure. But the spiritual drill will always give you every kind of health. And this is why pay attention to the spiritual drill. And Baba says nobody needs to tell you to do it. You do it on your own. And do you know that whenever you sit in the class, so we usually put a backdrop of Baba or Brahma Baba, and then you sit in front of that backdrop. Now sometimes people question, why do you keep Brahma Baba's picture when you say Brahma Baba is not God? Yes, so today also in the Murli, Baba says many times that Brahma Baba is not God, Shiv Baba is God. But then people question, why do you keep Brahma Baba's picture? So Baba in the Murli today says this. Baba says that when a teacher sits on a gaddi in front of the students, that seems right. It is a rule that a teacher is definitely needed to teach drill. Some are senior teachers and others are junior teachers. There is now no need to make you sit for an exam, because you know for yourselves how long you remember the most beloved Father. Now Baba says that in those classes, in those physical drill classes, a teacher teaches you the drill. Now here Baba says the teacher sits and the teacher does the drill, and you also see the teacher and do as he does, not as he says. The teacher doesn't have to say anything. The teacher is quiet. But when, in the beginning of the class, I sit in yoga, so you also do the same. Because you see that the teacher is sitting in yoga, so you do it. Now, every time you don't have a physical teacher who does that drill and, you copy. So there is Brahma Baba's picture. And what is Brahma Baba doing? Brahma Baba is remembering Shiv Baba. So when you see Brahma Baba lost in loving remembrance of Shiv Baba, you look into his eyes and you are also connected to the one he is connected to. And this is why we keep a picture of Brahma Baba. Brahma Baba is the drill master. Okay, and then Baba also says that we don't need to conduct an exam here. Yes. So in the world out there, students may not be wise. So sometimes you need an exam for the student to know where they stand. But Baba says you are not those students, you are deity souls, you are the wisest of the wise. So you know what you're doing and what you're not doing. So Baba says, I don't need to conduct an exam for you, because you souls are wise enough to figure out how much of Srimad you're following. And nobody needs to teach you that. Yes, you're getting the Srimad and you know that you know what you're doing and what you're not doing, and you know what you're losing and what you're gaining from being like that. So Baba says, you better be aware of how you're performing. I don't need to conduct an exam and give you a certificate. So you better pay attention to what you're doing and what you're planning to get. Yes, and sometimes, there are children who are not listening to the Murli, there are children who are not meditating, there are children who are not paying attention to purity, there are children who are doing no seva. And then in the class, in the Murli, everything is being said. And there is no reason why we should send you personal knock knock, please meditate, please practice purity, please do seva, listen to the Murli. We don't need to do that because you're wise enough to understand you're doing it for yourself. And if you're not that wise, then you don't belong to the deity community. Yes, then you do not belong to the deity community. So Baba says there is no need to, physically jolt someone or test someone, because everyone knows what they are doing, and Baba is quite clear in the Murli and in the classes, everything is told, and then everyone has to decide what they are doing and what they are not doing and what they are planning to become or get by conducting themselves the way they are conducting. And in the Murli today, Baba says that Sri Krishna is referred to as Yogeshwar. And Sri Krishna doesn't meditate in Satyug, but it is on the basis of what he does in Sangam Yug, that is, he constantly meditates. So Brahma Baba is the Sri Krishna soul. And when you spend the whole Sangam Yug meditating, then in Satyug you're called Yogeshwar. And Baba says there is a law, Yog Yogeshwari become Raj Rajeshwari. So those who make very good effort for Yog right now will rule the world tomorrow. So Baba says, if you say you want to be a deity, then check for yourself what is your stage of Gyan, Yog, Dharana and Seva. Then in the blessing today, Baba says, an intense effort maker is one who has a benevolent attitude and pure and positive intentions towards everyone. Even though someone may repeatedly try to make you fall, he or she may try to make your mind fluctuate or may become an obstacle. Nevertheless, constantly have pure and positive, unshakable intentions towards that one. And do not change your feelings because of that situation. Keep your attitude and intentions correct in every situation, and you will not be affected by that situation. You will then not even see anything wasteful, and your time will be saved. This is the world benefactor stage. So, you have three capacities: thought, word, and action. Yes? And the speed of them is, getting slower and slower. So, how many actions can you perform in a day? How many words can you speak in a day? And how many thoughts can you create in a day? Yes, so when you talk about fast effort maker, or intense effort maker, then you use the faculty which is fastest. So if you are just trying to change your actions, actions are less in a day. If you're trying to change your words, they are less in a day. But if you change your thoughts, the machinery of your thoughts is very powerful and fast. And then faster, even faster than that is attitude. Yes, even faster than that is attitude. And what is attitude? Attitude comes from consciousness. So when you're soul conscious, then your attitude is everything is good and everyone is good. Yes, everyone and everything is good in its original stage, because when you're soul conscious, then you are in your original stage, and then your attitude is to see everything in its original stage and everyone in its original stage. And when you do that, then Baba says that even if somebody is doing something, which has the capacity to upset you, otherwise it's not able to upset you because you are holding this goodness of theirs in your attitude. And also, even if somebody is doing something bad, seldom do you have the power to change it. But what it does, it spoils your heart, it spoils the purity in your heart, and it creates waste thinking in your mind. Right? When you see somebody doing something that you don't like, do you have the capacity to change it? Mostly not. Yes, 99% of the time not. And what it does is it just spoils the purity of your heart, and it makes you create waste thoughts in your mind. And Baba says, with this benevolent attitude, when you're soul conscious, you have this attitude, sab acha hai and sab achhe hai. Everything is good and everyone is good. And when you have this attitude, then you are saved from any waste thinking. And what is a waste thought? A thought about something you can't do anything about. Yes, there is nothing you can do about situations and people. They are who they are. So why think about things that you can't do anything about? So when you create this attitude, this benevolent attitude of having positive feelings all the time, then scenes and behaviors are not able to upset you, and you are saved from any waste thinking in that moment. And Baba says, your time will be saved. And your time and your thought is valuable. Don't waste it after things and behaviors that you can't do anything about, because you can use it to do a lot of things that you can do something about. Yes, so Baba says use it for, yoga, use it for dharna, use it for seva, use it for doing, giving the message of Baba. And Baba says that is a world benefactor stage. So sometimes being a world benefactor is doing what you're supposed to do. And sometimes being a world benefactor is about not doing what you're not supposed to do. And when you stop yourself from not doing what you're not supposed to do, you will be in a better position to do what you're supposed to do. Okay. Om Shanti.